So there's a lot of different ways to promote webinars too, guys, just so you know. Like it doesn't have to be if you don't have a big budget to start out with, you don't even have to run ads on it. You can do email marketing, you could do organic, like there's a lot of different ways to do it. So this is us, this is ROAS, and we've done webinars for people like Neil Dingra, this guy who ran a collab webinar with Gary Vee, and it was super successful. Did about $200,000. We had 300 live attendees, and it was epic. But we've also done them for people like this guy, Nick Saka, and Nick was new, never done webinars before in his life, and he started out. I'm going to show you guys the exact numbers, but he's been profitable for every webinar that we've ever done with him. Justin, who was a client of Andy's, we did a webinar with him that surpassed $100,000 in the first time he ever did it. And this was the girl that I was referring to, Krista. She is epic. She does a webinar every single month. Well, she does multiple every single month, but she does a big challenge. And then we've got lots of other people that some of you guys might know that we've also ran webinars for. Okay, people say, hey, can you close high ticket from webinars? This over here, it's very hard to see. This is from one webinar. These are all $7,500 payments. Okay, because most people think that you have to sell a low ticket program, which is more safe, but you can sell any type of program with webinars. So we're going to get into the meat and potatoes today. But first, I just want you guys to hear it exactly from the horse's mouth and hear what Andy has to say about running webinars. We won't play this whole thing. Actually, I'll go to a different one of Andy because this one's kind of long-winded. But let's hear from Carlos, who was just starting out and followed my webinar strategy, what he had to say.
With us, with our framework. You started to study with us. You did some coaching. We didn't do it all done for you. You have a great team, so they kind of plugged in our system. How has that been for you?
I mean, the first week we saw results immediately. And it's just little things. Like we were doing it. We had a good team.
Yeah.
But just the strategy, just like little adjustments would make such a huge difference. And that's why you have to invest. Invest with people that know what they're doing. It's gonna save you time. Pay the money, doesn't matter. So it was a free webinar. So listen to this. Free webinar. This is the fun that we created together. This guy helped me with that. Free webinar. We had 67 people showed up. We saw $1,000 packages. We only got 4 people to buy the $1,000 package. 4. From there, out of those 4 people, I was able to upgrade it to the next program. $6,000 ticket.
60?
60. 60.
$60,000.
Crazy. Like this guy ran ads and got people to pay him. He spent about $4,000 in marketing. He made $4,000 on the webinar itself. So that means he broke even. That means all the people that saw his ads, all the leads he got, those were all paid for in the first month after he ran this, and he instantly made his money back. Then he escalated 2 people into a $60,000 program. So that's $120,000 from $4,000 in spend. There is not a single other mechanism that will get you a return like this if you apply it correctly. I'm not going to play all these for you guys, but these are all this year. Okay. So I'm not digging up from, people that we've worked with 5 years ago. This is what's working actually today. And lastly, I'll show you this one from Andy. This was back in a couple months ago. And since then, we've actually had even better results. And then we'll get into the actual training where I'll show you how we do it, all the pieces you need. And then we'll get into actually how to start structuring your webinar. And we're going to begin today with the end in mind. So what does that mean? We're going to talk today about the offers that are working best for webinars. And I'm going to show you guys some offer stacks of clients that we've helped. We actually had 2 guys, two grandpas, okay, with kids that have kids, and their kids are older than me. And, these guys, a lot of people would have counted them out in marketing. These guys were able to slam their first webinar, do $20,000 plus in revenue. And it's all with the same frameworks that I'm going to teach you guys. So this is what Andy says about running webinars with me. Let me pull this up.
Are going to see Nate next Friday on marketing. Remember the guy that runs my marketing? He runs my marketing. Okay, I showed you guys. We spent $70,000. It made 1.5 million. Okay, in the month of July, that was last month.
Spent $70,000, made 1.5 million. We've got the receipts to prove it. So, guys, this is nothing new. I'm going to tell you right now. A lot of people will try to tell you like this is all new stuff. It's not. Webinars have been around forever. One-to-many selling is not a new concept, but in this age where everybody's telling you you need to fill your sales calendar, you need to have all these sales calls, I don't have time to have 20 sales calls. I don't. Like there's 17 people on the call right now. Imagine if all 17 of you wanted to have a call with me. How long would it take me to go through and speak to each one of you guys individually? We would need about an hour each. 17 hours. I don't even think I have 17 hours of open space on my calendar in a week. So it would take me 2 weeks to deliver the same message to all of you guys. And instead, I can do it in 1 hour. That is the power of webinars. Okay. It's highly, highly leveraged. So what we do and what you're going to need for running webinars is a registration page. Okay. And the registration page is extremely important. So we're going to break down piece by piece what's needed to get somebody on your webinar. And this is how to get somebody to sign up for your webinar, how to get somebody to show up for your webinar, and how to get somebody to convert on your webinar. And like I said, we are going to spend some time looking at the offers because some of you guys are new to building your offers. But let me just give you guys some high level, like A to Z on this. Is that cool with you guys? Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys are cool with that. Oh, turn it up. You guys couldn't hear the Andy video that well. That's okay. He just said that I'm awesome. I'm the best marketer on the planet, and we got huge returns together. So I am going to pull up one of Andy's marketing funnels that we run, one of his webinar funnels, rather. This is the highest converting webinar funnel that we've ever ran. And the only thing that you guys won't see in here is right here, there's usually a countdown timer. But since this webinar happened in the past, there's no countdown timer, but usually this would be like 10 days, 3 hours, and it would have a timer that's counting down. This is important. Okay, so let me show you guys and break down the page that you're gonna need to get people to sign up. It's a mousetrap, okay, and it's the best mousetrap. All right, so first of all, you have to start with addressing who this is for. And guys, this is a marketing lesson that is universal. No matter what you're doing in marketing, you need to clearly describe who it is for. So many people get this wrong. And if you don't know who you're supposed to be working with, if you're on this call and you say, I can help anybody, well, I would tell you this: what speaks to everyone speaks to no one. So you need to figure out who you are best suited to help, who can actually pay, whose problem is most urgent and in need. Yesterday, I was on with a guy who's doing about $50,000 a month with an offer that helps people that are in severe back pain to move in the right way. And they do this whole thing. I don't even understand it really, but they bring chiropractors on and they evaluate through a Zoom call how somebody moves. And they ask them, what's your pain scale? And if their pain scale is under a 4, then they respectfully disqualify them. They don't want to work with somebody whose pain scale is in a 4 because they don't have that much urgency. Now, I'm not saying this is exactly what you need to do, but just think of this as a lesson in how you structure your offer. You need somebody that's immediately looking for help with the thing that you can solve the most. And people will pay big money to solve big problems. They will also pay more attention the more that they pay. But that's a different topic. So let me just show you guys. Like, first, it starts with who you are going after. And you have to identify this. It's very easy to skip over this, but the way that I like to do it is if you're a brand new coach on this call, brand new, you've never worked with anybody, and I don't know if there's anybody that's like that on this call, but if that's you, then you need to go out and help somebody before you can even do this, because it's going to be really hard. You're going to spend a lot of money, spend a lot of time, and you might find yourself somewhere else. But what I did when I was first starting, I learned advertising in the middle of nowhere, South Dakota. I was working at a gravel lot. I was detailing cars. And what I did was I spent hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours every single day learning from YouTube how to run Facebook ads. And eventually I went to the dealership owner and I said, hey, I'd like to try to run some ads for you for free. And he said, sure. How much do we need to spend? And I said, sir, could I please spend $100? I was so scared to ask for $100. That was a lot of money to me back in South Dakota. And he's like, $100? Sure, like whatever. And he gave me the money and he wrote it off thinking that it was never going to pay off. The next week, bam, I'm selling cars. I wasn't even a car salesperson. I was a detailer. I was rough around the edges. I had a beard. I looked 10 years older than I do right now, 8 years ago, because of my appearance. And basically, long story short, he saw the power and he said, "Hey, let's keep doing this." And he gave me a budget every month, $1,000. I was like, wow, I am managing a portfolio here. This is big stuff. And over the course of working with him, 8 or 9 months, we were selling 15, 20 extra cars. And this was like not even a really a good dealership. This was like a small independent guy's lot. And we were taking over the town, getting a lot of car sales. Then he started to introduce me to other people and the other people that wanted my help. And then I put a price tag on it based on the value that I had. I'd helped him for free. He vouched for me. He got me in the door. Then I started working with this guy that led me to this guy. And I started to bulletproof my process by asking, what did I do to get results? What was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 step process that helped me to get results? So that's a different topic. We're not going to go super deep on that today, but I just want to tell you guys, if you're totally lost and you don't know what you do to help people, that's going to be very important for you to have that evolution. Not what can I get, but what can I give, okay, to the people closest to me, because those are going to be the people you can close. Now, if you already are a coach and you're like, dude, I have a lot of different offers. I've been working with people. I've been doing a lot of different things. What should I sell? Well, think about your best 3 clients and name them. So I'm looking at the people on this call right now. There's Randall, there's Chris, and there's Jolene. So let's say they're my 3 best clients. And I think about Chris and I think about the problems that he had when he came to me. I think about what he was experiencing, what he was going through. I think about what he needed to do. I think about Jolene. I think about what her problems were. And then I think about the solutions that we installed for them. And I basically make my whole system around that. But then what I'll do even further is I'll identify who Chris is as a person. I'll say, well, Chris has these attributes. This is his psychographic. This is the way he thinks. This is what I said to him to help him to move forward on the decision. This is what he was really struggling with. This is what was keeping him up at night. This was the external thing that he wanted to solve. This was the internal conflict that he was having. And I'll list all these things out, and that becomes your marketing message. So that was a marketing message masterclass. And what one of my mentors told me early on that stuck with me forever is, when you truly know your prospect, the marketing will write itself. And I absolutely believe that. So the first thing that you need to do on any page, on any ad, on any video that you do is you need to list out who it's for. So at the top of our webinar page, we're going to have something like this. Attention, anyone with a skill, a story, or expertise who wants to help people. We boiled it down. We asked, who can we really help? And it's anybody that's got a skill, a story, or expertise who wants to help people. Okay? This is how to become known and make money online with little to no experience necessary. Okay, so become known. You want to get known. So there's different things, like in the beginning of a headline, and this isn't a copywriting masterclass, but I'll just tell you, people want to get, they want to achieve, they want to, they want to learn how. A lot of times that's like the internal hero's journey struggle. Or a lot of times people want to get rid of, they want to leave behind. Okay, so different stages of the process of where people are at, they're going to have different issues, and you need to clearly understand these. So the headline, it can never be like for example, I was on with a guy yesterday, and these guys, they're doing about $7 million a month with a publishing offer. They publish books. And I saw his headline, and he was like, man, I'm struggling with webinars. And it was like, how to make a #1 best-selling book in 90 days or less. And I said, man, why do I want to make a #1 best-selling book? Like, instead, I would make it get more authority, impact, and income by publishing a book with your expertise and selling it around the world, becoming a bestseller. Okay, it's more transformation driven. You guys see these books I have over here. Alex Hormozy, he talks about selling the vacation and not the TSA line. So if me and Randall, I'm trying to get Randall, hey, we're gonna go out to Costa Rica. We're gonna be on the beach. I'm gonna sell it to him like this. I'm gonna say, hey man, we're gonna be sipping iced cocktails on the beach, sun in our hair. We're gonna be feeling good. We're gonna be having a great time. I'm not gonna sell it to Randall and say, Randall, we're going to have to, get the economy seats. We're going to, be in the TSA lines. The airport here is really, really long. People are really stinky. Like, I'm not going to tell them about all the things, but we all know it's true. If you're taking a family vacation, you're not going to tell your aunt about like, hey, we got to like do all this extra stuff. You're going to tell her about the main thing. We're going to all be together on Christmas and it's going to be great, right? So you need to sell like that too. What is the transformation? What is the end goal that somebody wants to achieve with you? Start with the end in mind. So that's a little bit of a headline masterclass. And then it's join this free Zoom workshop. This is very simple. Join this free Zoom workshop. And pro tip for you guys here, never say webinar. Never say webinar. Webinars are only used internally between you and your team. You will not say webinar to somebody that is external because people feel like that's a sales pitch. That's kind of like saying, hey, Melinda, let's have a sales call later. You're like, oh, come on. Yeah, gross. I don't want to have a sales call, but it's like, and even like now people know what strategy call means. It's kind of like, okay, you can get by with a strategy call. But even more, it's like, hey, let's have a high level intensive blueprint one-to-one call where I evaluate your situation and see if you would even be a good fit for what we offer. And if not, I'd be happy to point you in the right direction. It's the same thing with a Zoom. You could say workshop, intensive, training is fine. Virtual, masterclass. Masterclass is a really great one too. But just don't say webinar. And if you're talking to your team, you can tell your team, hey, we're doing a webinar because everybody knows what that is. And then I like to do a button here that makes a pop-up happen. A lot of people will just have the form right here, but I like to actually have them click something because that is their first affirmation. Now, throughout the process of doing webinars, you were training people to follow your orders, to become indoctrinated with the way that you think and see things so that they can get results faster. So you're going to start coaching them right away. Pressing a button, as silly as that sounds, that is an affirmation of trust. It's the first level of trust that they'll make with you. And I always like to add a free bonus, and I'll explain why later. More on that later. Then you're going to have the time and date. This is very important. If you don't have the time and date, people get confused very fast. I want to tell you guys something. The average reading level in the United States, I'm curious, what do you guys think it is? The average reading comprehension level in the United States. What level of education, so say first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, all the way up to 12th grade, what do you think the average American's comprehension level is of reading? Okay, I see Ronald said third grade. Okay, what else do you guys think? Anybody think it's more or less? Fourth grade? Okay, you guys don't have much faith in our society anymore. I agree. Yeah, I feel you. Okay, so actually sixth grade. Yep, that's good. Eighth grader. Rob's reading. He's a reader. Actually, guys, it's about a third to fifth grade level. Okay, it goes in between third to fifth grade. So imagine that. If you guys have like a fourth grader, some of you guys are parents here, imagine their level of comprehension. It's not that high, and this is the average American. And this is why the best webinars are basically doing the thinking for the person, and they're very, very simplified. You simplify it, and I don't like to use the term dumb it down because I don't think these people are dumb by any means. I would never say that. But for lack of a better expression, you want to dumb down your messaging to the first grade level. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? So this is one thing that's super, super important and why you need to have everything super clear for people. And one of those clear things is going to be the time and date. Okay? So we got the time and date right here. And that way people know it's an actual virtual event. And even further, I like to put 100% virtual and 100% free. That really trains people as well. Now, you'll notice this is all that's on this page, guys. This is it. It's just this section at the top and then meet your host. Now, why do we do that? And by the way, some of you guys, depending on what you sell, and if nobody knows you, you could even take off this entire section and you could just have the top. Why do we do that? Because with more complexity leads to less people taking action. Decision fatigue, too many things to read into. One thing can turn them off. So a lot of people will make a webinar page and they'll have videos and they'll have, a video sales letter and they'll have all these screenshots and they'll have all these different sections. And all I've ever seen that do is to absolutely wreck the conversion rate. So what we're looking for is that about 20 to 30% of people that land on this page submit the form. Okay, this is very healthy. This is a very healthy number. Now, a little bit less is okay, down to like 15% is about as low as I'd go. If not, I'm going to make adjustments. And if you get more, well, that's awesome. This one that we're looking at right here, this one converts at 33%. This is one of the best ones out there. Okay, it's very good. And the headline is very simple. It's extremely compliant as well, which is something very important to, selling when you work with somebody big like Andy Elliott, where people are looking at what he's doing all the time. So we have this host section, and the meet your host, you're going to have a high level picture of you, or if you're doing this for somebody else, you're going to have a picture of the expert. You guys are going to hear me talk about the expert. A lot of you guys on here, if you're starting a coaching company, you are the expert, you are the talent, and you're going to be doing some of this in the beginning yourself. And it's important that you become known and tell people who you are. So high level of who you are, and then a high level overview of what you've done. And it's kind of like the high level, like this is what I've done, this is what I've done, and now I'm going to teach you this, and make sure, and then a call to action right here. And then we would have a countdown timer right here as well, right next to the date. This is the proven webinar opt-in page. Now, when somebody clicks this button, they're going to get this pop-up, and I'll put in my information here so you guys can see what it looks like on the other side. Okay, you guys don't, like we have this, and this is another compliance thing, which actually lowers the conversion rate, but it's very important to cover all grounds. When you're first starting out, it's a little, it's important. I'll tell you that it's important, but this is like high level, like attorney, like signed off, like, we're super compliant on that end. You don't need something like exactly like this. This is a little bit of overkill, but for us, we take all the precautions that we can. Click here to register now, plus get $1,000 gift unlocked on the next page. I'll take that. So then when they click, they go to this page. And you guys are going to notice so many more things on this page. Confetti, testimonials, videos, everything. Why? Because I've already got their information. I've got their name, their email, their phone number. I can add them into my marketing. I can send them texts. I can send them emails. I can call them and invite and ask them what they're excited for. This is the page where you want them to spend the most time. So a lot of people will try to put everything into the landing page. It's not the landing page that needs all the work. It's the confirmation page. It's the back page. It's the thank you page. And if you're a marketer here, you know marketing, or you've done a lot of marketing for yourself, you are not, I guarantee you, just based on what I've seen, spending enough time optimizing your thank you pages. This is very important. When you optimize the thank you page, this gives people a chance to gain more trust with you. So remember I said you got to get people to start building trust. So they clicked the button, they went to the page, now they clicked the button to open the form, now they submitted their information, and now they landed here. Now the first video, you see how this is playing? Look at how fast this thing's scrolling. Oh my gosh, I'm missing the video. We're going to play it. I'm going to show you what it says.
Guys, thank you for registering for the free training. By the way, all the coaches and all the training programs and all the people in the world that are mentors are going to hate me for what I'm about to give away for free. Number one, guys, I built a social media channel that has generated hundreds of millions of views every 30 days. And I'm going to be teaching tactically, step by step, how we build out the 5 most important channels, from YouTube to LinkedIn to Facebook to TikTok to Instagram. You're going to know each channel and exactly what I do with each channel, and also my long form. Guys, if you want to crush it, before 2020, I didn't even know what social media was. I never got on it, and guess what? Boom, we went viral and blew up, and I can show you how to do it. All you got to do is show up on the call. Now, this is super important. I'm going to teach more, but right now, there's a registration below. You already registered for the event, but most people, they don't show up because they forget that it was supposed to go on. So I need you to set it right now to your calendar. Please. Look, don't just, listen, I need some backup here. Set it to your calendar. Go set the alarm on your phone. Call your wife, call your girlfriend, call your boyfriend. Tell them to set the alarm on their phone to remind you. Call 10 friends. Tell them.
Andy goes crazy. This is a tool that I use for hosting videos. It's called Vidalytics. It is very powerful, and it actually will allow me to go in and check all the analytics of this entire video and see how many people are watching it, how many people unmute, all of the metrics that I'd like to see. And you guys notice how fast this bar goes? Well, that is an optical illusion. I'll tell you, it's a marketing trick. So the bar scrolls super fast, so people want to watch it, and then they click it, and then they watch it, and it scrolls really fast, and then once it gets down to the end, it starts slowing down. I know. Once you know the magic trick, it's not so cool, but that is how this works, okay? And that is pretty much one of the main features of this company that they do that allows them to be super successful because people watch more videos that way. Scarcity, urgency, very important. Okay, so you have the time right here, and then you'll have the countdown timer right here. The reason this doesn't have a countdown timer is because this webinar already happened and it expires once the time completes. Now, there's a tool that we use. It's called Add Event. And Add Event is a tool that will just let them press a button and they can add it to the calendar. Super, super beneficial because I don't know about you guys, I use Google Calendar every single day. If something's in my calendar, that means it's real. And this actually has the link as well. So what they're going to do is they're going to click here and it will pop up another tab. And it will just have this set up. You set this up in the back end. It's got the Zoom link right here. Okay, it's got a bio right here. And guys, I don't cut any corners. If somebody gives me a block that I can put text in, I'm gonna write a lot of text in that. I want them to see it everywhere. Every platform they can, every place that I can, I'm gonna put every detail that I can. So they just click save here and then it instantly saves to their calendar. Pretty cool. Then that's step one. Boom. Now you go to step two, special unadvertised bonus. Ooh, that's fun. Andy cloned his mind. You can try it out for free. They click here and they get to go out and try his digital mind. Okay, and the reason that I did this is because I thought, and this is only a 30-minute trial, but I thought, hey, if they can come in here and ask Andy anything, they can get a feel for how he responds and they'll get even more excited about the webinar. So this is something that we do. They got to provide their email and then we go there. And then I'm always on these back pages. I've already got their information. I'm going to throw the whole kitchen sink at them. Every high level video that we have, every training that we have, any PDFs that I've advertised for free or given away to people in the past. I'm going to link all that stuff because if I could, I would have them sitting on my page from the time they see the webinar ad and sign up to it all the way until the webinar, if I could, because that's going to get them so excited. But by the time they jump on Zoom with me, they're like so excited. They feel like they know me. And they're, you know, the rule of sevens is that if somebody consumes 7 hours of your content, they will buy anything that you sell. Now, I also put something kind of sneaky right here. It says invite 3 friends. And what this is it's got the link back to the page. And what I did is I just put the link right here and allow them to actually click that and invite some friends. Because sometimes it's better to do things with friends. Look, P.S. Don't keep a good secret. Send this link to 3 friends right now so they can access this life-changing information. Now, if you guys are more advanced on this call, there's ways to do affiliate marketing and actually turn people into affiliates and start promoting your stuff for you. That is a super, super, super high level strategy. You can incentivize them. You can offer them rewards. You can even offer them some of the pool of cash and give them their own affiliate link. And you can set that up through a couple different tools, but actually the Elite Systems or Go High Level has that embedded into it where you can set up affiliates and you can actually incentivize people and give them a special link that's tracked where they can invite people. Okay. We'll talk about that in a different time, but this is the main thing. And then what I do is I actually create a menu up here so that people can just get linked right back to where they want to go. So I'm on the Digital Mind page right now, Andy AI, but I want to go back to the confirmation page. Oop, I get confetti again. I love confetti. And now I'm going to see what step 3 is. Learn more about our next live event. Okay, we were promoting a live event at this time, so I wanted to make sure that everybody saw it. So I linked them out to the page. You could just link them to your website. You could link them to your YouTube channel. You could link them to your social media. You can do anything to get them to build more trust with you and go deeper into your webinar and your funnel. And then we have step 4, watch these free best-selling course. And this one is going to go and open up a course page. Remember the rule of sevens. So we give them this course that was previously sold for $1,000, and it was sold probably over a year ago. So it's not really being sold anymore, but it's still there. And if anybody here has epilepsy, that will maybe set you off. So I'm going to get off that page. But once you have all those bonuses, they're stacked up, and it's got to be legit. Like, we actually sold it for $1,000, so we're actually giving it away now for free, and that's a legitimate thing. So I can say it on the other page. You get a $1,000 bonus. Then we have all our social proof that we have. So if you guys have testimonials, screenshots from customers, if somebody just texts you, "Hey Chris, you're awesome," or "Rudy, you're the best, like I love what you do," you could just take that screenshot and just throw it on the back end of your thank you page, and people will be able to start just absorbing that. All the best webinars that we've ever ran, the highest converting webinars, and other funnels too, the thank you pages are stacked with social proof. People actually go through this stuff. A surprising amount of people will go through this stuff. Okay, so you want to have it all there. Also videos, watch this training video. So now they've got so much different content that they can see. And then lastly, we'll link the social media profiles. People can go there, they can see more content. And then I link a bunch of buttons on the bottom that people can click on to go to check it out. And that is going to be our webinar funnel. Okay, so that is the first step, is you need a sick webinar funnel. Does anybody have any questions about this? So by the time they've consumed the confirmation page, they're sold before the workshop. Genius. Yeah, Melinda, that is exactly correct. That is the exact idea. So all you need to start doing a webinar is you just need the page. Once you have the page, you can start promoting the event. That's all you need is the page. You put the link everywhere. Put it on your organic socials, send it to your email list. You can even, I like to use an actual funnel that I build and go high level, but some people will just create a Zoom meeting with a registration and they'll just put the registration link out there. I don't recommend that because I like to have the data. I like to curate the experience that I'm going to give to my prospects, but that's what you can do. Then you need a slide deck, and the slide deck is pretty serious. I'm going to tell you guys. A lot of our slides are about 120 slides. Okay, a lot of our slide decks. And you do that in 45 minutes to 90 minutes. Okay, so you're flying. Like, if any of you guys saw Alex Hormozi's big launch that he did, it was 1,200 slides. And I actually have all the slides. And a lot of his slides were super simple. So we're going to look at some slides at the tail end of this, because I want to show you guys some of the best offers. For those of you guys that are like, I need to make my offer, I need to structure a webinar offer, I'm going to show you the best, highest converting offer these days. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. Like I said, we have about 60 offers we're running webinars for, and this is the highest converting offer I'm going to show you guys. But then once you've got the link, then we create and launch meta ads. So we make graphic ads, we make video ads, different variations, and we let them rip. We do Facebook and Instagram, also YouTube ads, but in the beginning, you don't need to do YouTube ads. And I already told you guys about this, additional benefits. On your confirmation page, you can grow a community, gain followers. Like, if you have a school community or have a Facebook group, you can link people on the back end to your Facebook group and you can have success there. Now, this webinar specifically for this guy, his name was Nick. Nick spent $3,600 on his first webinar. He got 377 leads. It was $9 per lead. He's going after insurance agents, teaching insurance agents how they can grow with content and social media. Now, I want to point out something very interesting. The ad has been served, impressions right here, it's been served 112,000 times. Sorry guys, I just had to make sure my D&D was on. My assistant's got my iCloud, so she's turning stuff off. There it goes. Okay, perfect. 112,676 impressions. That's how many times the ad has been served. That's not how many people it has reached. Now, some of you guys that have worked with a lot of advertising agencies, they will try to talk to you about impressions. This is a different thing. If you're a business owner in here, they'll say, oh, we reached this, we had this many impressions. That doesn't mean eyeballs, okay? That just means how many times it was served. So it could have been served to the same person 10 times, okay? What you want to look at is actual reach. So these ads reached 45,000 actual individual people for $3,600. Imagine that. You spend less than $4,000 and you reach 45,000 people that now know your name, know, like, and trust you. And the ads reached everybody an average of 2.5 times. Now, this is important for my next point. Once you run the webinar, if you execute properly, you get 377 registrants like he did for a cost per registration of $9. You spend $3,500 or $4,000 on ads. Then you do the webinar, and this was really funny. Nick, this was his first webinar, and we jumped on with him beforehand, but I don't know, he had like a stage fright or something. It happens to the best of us, it really does. And he couldn't figure out like that he was already sharing his screen, and people were saying they couldn't see it. And he was getting nervous. You guys are going to see a different screenshot of him on his third webinar, how excited he is. But in this one, this was my partner just happened to get this screenshot in the beginning, and he's looking a little nervous, but he ended up crushing it. So we had 153 people on live, and total people that came was 198. Some people leave and come back. Like right now, there's 17 on, but a few people have came in, they've left, they got busy, they got a call. So probably 25 people showed up to this call total, but the most amount of people I've seen at one time is about 18. Okay, so those are two things we track on the webinar. You see now he's into his pitch, he's looking a lot better, he's feeling good, and he was feeling really good that night when he checked his Stripe account and he saw all of these payments coming through. In 90 minutes, he performed the call, 60 minutes. At 60 minutes, you drop the offer, and then you stay on another 30 minutes, and you handle all the FAQs. The longer you stay on, the more you sell. And so he did $16,947. Now, I want to bring this up. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 payments, unless I missed one or two. But let's call it 13 payments. So when you look at this, and this is the power of webinars, and really this is what today's call is about, is getting you to understand the power. So 377 leads, 13 of those bought. I barely graduated high school. I dropped out of college, so I'm not that great with quick math, but let's call it 350 people did not buy. 45,000 people that saw did not buy, but they all saw him. They all know him, and they will continue to know him if he continues to market to them. So now he's got 350 leads for free. I mean, he paid 4,000, but take 4,000 out of 16,008, you still got $12,000 that he made upfront. And we ran the ad for a week. This isn't like months of testing and spending all this money and investing. So between what he paid us and what he invested, he made money the first time he ever did this after 1 week of marketing, and he got all those 350 leads on his email list for free, and he got 40,000 plus people that now know his name. Then we rinse and repeat. The second time we spent $5K, 547 registrations, we had 300 people on, and he collected 23,000. And look at how much more confident he looks in the second one after now he's knowing the game. Okay? This is something that's trial and error. Not everybody's going to win on their first one, and it's something you're going to get more confident in time. Look, we helped him to get a 6,000% increase in almost no time. Okay, so we're really proud of these results. We're still working with this guy, and he's been super, super successful. So that is the breakdown, and now I'm going to spend about a few minutes just going over some webinar slides for you guys so you can see those, and then I'll take any questions that you guys have at the tail end. Zoom user says, great, when do you start training for Go High Level and creating landing pages, etc.? I believe on the Tech Tuesday calls, there's going to be some templates that you guys get where you're going to be able to create these really easy. I would say on the Tech Tuesdays, that would be a great question to ask Brew, and he can help you with that. I'm going to talk really high level stuff here so that you guys can know whether you're doing it yourself or whether you're working with somebody to do it for you, what you need to have set up. And that's the most important. So let me show you guys the two grandpas, and I love them to death, that actually made $20,000 on their first webinar because to me, they came to me and they had nothing. They were like, Nate, whatever you say, we'll do. And by the way, this is a great client to have, but also a scary client to have because it puts all the pressure on you. And so I said, okay, we're going to do it this way. They followed the play and they made 20K on their first one. So let me just see where their thing is at. I apologize, I didn't pull it up sooner. I think it might actually be in my other, I think it's actually in my other one. So we'll look at Nick Saka's because this is the same case study that I showed you guys, but it's the same offer, okay? And this is what you need to be able to have in your offer. These are the things that people are buying. So when you get to the offer, I like to start with the end in mind. You're going to have an offer stack, but you're not going to deliver it all like this, okay? You're going to deliver it piece by piece. So when you transition to the offer about an hour in, you're going to start saying, let me see right here where we're at, where we transition. Examples, the formula from Gary Vee. We've covered a lot so far. Okay. So this is the transition right here. We've covered a lot so far. Here's what you've learned at a high level, the 1, 2, 3 of what I've taught you on this webinar. So what's holding you back? Drop it in the chat, a 1, 2, or 3 or 4. Do you 1, you don't have time to do this? Do you 2, you don't know what content to create? Do you 3, you fear what others think? Or do you 4, you don't have the technical skills? The real problem is, and then it addresses each one of those things. So that's why I created the offer. Is it okay if I give you guys the offer today? Drop a 1 in the chat. You're always getting them to do different things, so that way it's building the trust. And the chat it's I don't know what they call it when other people. It's like a buying environment where other people buying makes you want to buy. But that's the webinar environment you want to create. You want the chat to be active. So here's what you get, and you start breaking it down. Okay, so let's talk about what this one thing is. And a key principle to webinars is you want the person to be so sold on the first thing that you say that when you start adding the other stuff, they just get overwhelmed and they're like, dude, I'm going to buy whatever it is. Like Alex Hormozi did $105 million on his last big launch. If any of you guys didn't see it, it's on YouTube. You can go back and watch it. $105 million. And what he sold was this binder for $6,000 with a bunch of free books too. You got to like give away some books. These books, I don't think they cost $6,000 to make. But you know what? I am very happy with my purchase because I know that it costs way more than $6,000 and way more than just a couple hours of time to put all the information together for him to get his expertise. It's like the story of the guy whose boat is broken. And he's going to all these different people, getting these quotes. Nobody can fix his boat for so long. And by the way, anybody here who's got a boat, the best day in a man's life is the day he buys his boat and the day he sells his boat because they are a pain, I've heard. I don't have a boat, but that's what I've heard. But this guy, he finally finds somebody that can fix it for him. And the guy goes over, he looks at it, twists a bolt, and he says, okay, that's going to be $50,000. He says, $50,000? That took you 2 minutes. He said, you're not paying me for my 2 minutes. You're paying me for my 20 years of experience that taught me what bolt I needed to turn. Now pay up or I'm going to unturn that, right? So that's the principle here of what Alex Hormozi was able to do and what you guys are selling as well. So you break down the deliverable. You talk about it. You break down every little piece of what they're going to get. Okay, then you break down the next thing and you put a value next to it, the total value that they're going to get. Boom. $12,000 of value in this. And don't make it fluffy numbers. Actually break down what it would cost. If you were to book a one-on-one coaching call with me, I charge $500 per hour. You get live mentorship every 2 weeks. That's 24 coaching calls a year. If you were to hire a consultant at this level, you'd easily be paying $12,000 per year for access like this. $12,000. You break down the logical equation of what it would cost. So what you get with this program is the direct mentorship and then the step-by-step framework. And then you go into that. You break all this down. So once you break all this down and you go over every single thing, then you're gonna price drop. But first, you're gonna add up all the value. So it's 12,000 here, 7,000 here, 1,500 here, 2,000 here. If you went and bought all these things retail, and the total value is 22,500, and that's why we set the price at 2,400 for the whole year. The first price that you drop is a fake out price. But you know, I was heading here this morning and I thought about it and I knew social media was so powerful, but I just didn't have a system. And if somebody would have bet on me in the beginning, I would have been able to really go a lot further, a lot faster. So that's why I decided I was just going to cut it in half and just let you guys get started for 1,200. And the first 10 who sign up from this call today are going to get some exclusive fast start bonus. Boom, people start signing up. You drop the link in the chat. Boom, boom, payments start coming through and you keep going. Here's what you guys get. You outline it again, and then you start going into the micro closes that I could teach you guys in a separate call. And after that, you have, like, these are all sales, objection handlings, bonuses, FAQs, and then the value of the bonuses. And then you do a big offer stack right here. Okay. And then you show them what the payment looks like, what it looks like once they get in, and you really give them a picture and paint it for them. FAQs, you do the thinking for people, and this is the way that you drop the offer. So I'm going to stop right there, but I'm going to tell you guys what needs to be in your offer is, I think, 4 things. It might be more, but I'm going to tell you guys. First, you need to have some kind of course or some kind of modules that they can go and watch at their own pace. Pre-recorded stuff is great. And if you don't have this already, it's okay. You can sell it without it, but it's a big added bonus. Like, people are like, I got this course over here that I filmed, a couple weeks ago, nobody ever bought it. We'll just add it in the stack, okay? Then you need to have group Zoom calls like this one. And you don't want to just call it group Zoom calls. You want to say, you guys are going to get 4 weeks of calls with me. The first call, we're going to talk about the overview of webinars. The second call, we're going to talk about the practical how to do a webinar. The third one, we're going to talk about how to get people to sign up. And the fourth one, we're going to talk about how to maximize your ROAS on webinars. Okay, then you're like, oh wow, this is like a sequence, but really you could be doing these calls every week for the past year and it doesn't make any difference. But when you explain to somebody what they're gonna get in every one, it's like, okay, this is a sequence. I'm gonna get added into this program, okay? And you're gonna record every one of those calls, which can be added as a replay into your training portal. Third, you need to have a digital PDF or some kind of downloads that they can use, like PDFs, Excel sheets. Like if you're in business, let's say that you have a business coaching offer and you use a CEO spreadsheet to track all of your expenses and stuff. If you can make a quick file, make a copy in Excel, and you can take out all the personal information and you can provide that to people to use for themselves, that is a very useful tool that they can go and take and apply and actually get results with. Okay, and then the fourth one, so you got the course, you've got the digital downloads, you've got the group Zoom calls, and then a fourth one, which is optional, is you're gonna do a one-to-one call with them. The reason you do a one-to-one call with them is basically because on your webinars, a lot of times you're not gonna sell your highest ticket price, okay? Because if it's me, like we've got programs that go all the way up to $60,000 a year, and I wouldn't pitch that on a webinar because nobody's gonna sign up. Most likely. But I'll pitch a $997 to get people in the door, and then we do a one-on-one call, an evaluation to see where they're at, and that's where I can see if they're a good fit for our higher ticket program and talk to them more about that. So that's the breakdown of what you need in your offers, and yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. So let's spend the next few minutes taking questions. You guys, down at the bottom of your screens, you should see a little digital raise hand. Okay, you can click that, or you can drop your question in the chat and I'll let you guys come off mute and you can ask me anything related to webinars and one-to-many selling or just marketing in general, putting your course, your offer together. Yeah, exactly, Mike. Social proof. Lots of social proof is really important. Video, testimonial, high-level mentors, people you've met, events you've been to, stages you spoke on, press, articles that you've been in. All of those things are social badge indicators. Coach, as we get further into the program. Yes, Ronald. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Have a good flight, Ronald. All right. Anybody got any questions we want to spend in the last 5, 10 minutes here? By the way, we just got one of those Brovel latte makers. Amazing investment. Just want to tell you guys. Side note. Okay. You guys just raise your digital hand or drop it in the chat. Could be anything too, if we don't have a lot of questions all at once. You won't be able to unmute, so just raise your digital hand or click the chat, or you could just show me like raise your hand like this, and if you're on camera, and then I'll unmute you. There we go. I knew Rudy would have one. What's up, Rudy? Should be able to unmute now.
What's up, man? How's it going?
What's up, brother? Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Hey, so you're gonna start doing Tuesdays again? Like technical, like with the high level stuff, or can you explain that a little bit more, like what's going on Tuesday calls? Because I
Yeah,
know there was Tuesday, Thursdays, then you kind of stopped to Thursdays, and then I just so I know.
yeah. We've got Thursdays. A lot of these guys are coming from Andy Elliott's program where they do a Tuesday call every single week. But for you and for what we're doing on the tech side, like you could just grab a time on my calendar, just shoot me a DM and
I
we can
will.
get on this week and we can go
Cool.
into any of the tech stuff that you want to go over specifically.
Okay, sweet,
Yeah.
man. That
And you
works.
can also reach out to me and I'll just connect you with my team to get some of that
Yeah,
tech stuff smashed out. We've got like an amazing tech arm and there's some done for you elements that I want to do for you. So
yeah,
you just get looped in with my executive assistant. Just shoot me a text and I'll make sure. She's on the call right now, so I'll
yeah. I'll
make
shoot you a text, and there's some other ideas I want to run through you, but we'll talk then.
sick. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, dude, webinar for dealers too. I did one for car dealers and I got I mean it was expensive. I think I spent like it was like, oh, it was only 6K. We spent 6K. We made 4K back on the webinar. And then all of those turned into recurring. So the next month hit, and all four of those guys that we gave them 50% off, now it's 8K a month and added MRR. So, and so far it's 3 months later and everybody's staying. Yeah, and for the rest of you guys on Tuesdays, there's a Tech Tuesday call as part of Andy's program that's in the Built to Scale program. So you'll get the link for that dropped in that WhatsApp chat, and then you guys can get on, ask anything related to the CRM, the technical side, all the ins and outs of setting up text messaging, and all those fun things that make you want to beat your head against the wall. They've got a guy far more data driven and wiser than me on that topic that will help you with all that. Okay. Was this helpful for you guys today to see like the high level breakdown of how people are doing webinars? Okay, I consider webinars to be black belt level. Okay. It's not for everybody. But well, I would say that it's like the highest level people are doing them very frequently, but if you learn them early on and get good at them, you're going to be able to lateral leap over a lot of people. You don't need a sales team. You don't need to spend months testing out different offers. You don't need a video sales letter. All you need is to get people in a room. And my favorite part about it is that you're able to validate your messaging for marketing, because if nobody clicks on your ad, well, your messaging sucks. Nobody wants what you got. So there you got your answer right there. And if a lot of people click on the ad but nobody shows up, well, that probably just means that you didn't have a good enough confirmation sequence. Like that's a technical thing. But if a lot of people show up, if a lot of people sign up, that means they want what you got. If a lot of people show up, that means they're interested in what you have. If a lot of people don't actually sign up for the program, then that means that your offer was just not the hit. And a lot of times we will craft an offer based on what we think the market needs, but you really have to understand what the customers want. And so, like, you'll get the feedback so much faster because traditionally in marketing, you'll spend 3 months testing out each different part. And it's like, oh, I think the ads aren't working. Oh, I think the marketing's not working. It's my sales guy. He sucks. And it's all these things that are not controlled and not in a vacuum for you. Whereas webinars, it's in one container and you can figure out, okay, are people resonating with the message? Are they signing up for the webinar? Okay, are people actually interested in this enough, solving this problem, that they showed up? Okay, and did people even want to pay? And if, I mean, sometimes it can just be a weird day. Like you want to do frequent webinars. That way you can get more people on there. Um, because sometimes like we did a webinar the other week and it was the 14th and it was a webinar that was direct to people that are working a 9 to 5. And I mean, it was an oversight on our end. Might even call it a mistake to do it on the 14th when everybody gets paid the 15th. So everybody's like, oh, I get paid tomorrow or else I'd sign up. So then we ran a replay and we sold and we just ran the replay of the webinar with the offer. We extended it because the webinar needs to have an offer that you can only get here and now. But you can always extend it. Like we had a lot of people that were getting paid, and scarcity's got to be real. There's got to be a story behind it. It's got to be legit. So the story is like, hey, we noticed that a lot of you guys were getting paid today, so we decided to extend the offer. That's it. And then people were like, oh, sweet. And then they watched it, and we actually ended up doing triple what we did on the actual webinar from the replay. So things like that can happen where you just have to be like, or there could be like if you're doing one local, we've done them local, there could be like a hurricane. Like you can't really, control a tornado. So things can happen where it's like, oh, my webinar didn't work. I thought it was perfect. It might be perfect. Like there's outside factors. Okay, Rob, and then I got Mike, and then we'll close this out. Besides Alex Hormozi's books, what other valuable marketing book that has helped you in your career? Dot-com Secrets, first and foremost, Dot-com Secrets with Russell Brunson. That was the very first book that I ever went through. So when we did the webinar with Russell Brunson and I got Andy to bring Russell on, that was a really special moment for me hearing from Russell because that was my idea to make that happen. And I remember just like 7, 8 years ago buying Russell's book. There's a couple other books that I'll show you guys that are really high level that I would highly recommend picking up. High Ticket Courses by Joel Urway. Joel Urway was actually the guy who taught Alex Hormozi. Joel Urway taught Alex Hormozi. If it wasn't for this book, these books would not be in existence. So this guy will really teach you how to start your coaching program and how to run ads, how to like figure out your offer. Like honestly, this book can teach you so much, and it's a quick, short read. High Ticket Courses is amazing. Copywriting secrets. This is a really good one for if you want to write copy yourself or know what the good copy is to be written. This is Jim Edwards, who did a collab with Russell Brunson. And then I'll show you guys two other ones that I really, really like. And let me see if there's any other ones that I should show you. There's a lot. Okay, I got three. I lied. I got three that I'll show you guys. Okay, there's the Ultimate Sales Machine. This is just really good for any business owner to pick up. This one teaches you marketing, sales, business success, how to structure things. It's really, really good for even selling with webinars. Sell like crazy. This book is sick. Sabri Subi went really hard and like lining out a lot of the stuff I've learned from him. I still got my bookmark in this. And then my favorite book of all time, the most important book for marketing, the most important book I'd say for life in general, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And the reason why this is so important is because a lot of marketing is me, 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 me. And How to Win Friends and Influence People teaches you how to make it about the other person, how to get them to be the focal point. And through that, people know, like, and trust you at a way higher level. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this. I'm sure a lot of you guys have read this. And that's the book that changed everything for me. Okay. Thanks, guys, for being here. Mike, go ahead. I will unmute you and we'll close out with Mike. And thank you guys for the rest of your time, your attention, and I appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Great to meet you, Nate, and everybody here. Looking forward to meeting you guys in person. Nate, I apologize. I wasn't able to jump on until about 38 minutes into the Zoom. I'm doing a webinar funnel and a webinar launch with another company before I found you guys. And so they're building everything out on the back end to go high level, all the automations, but you guys teach that. And I need to know, so who are you, the person, or is it someone else that is going to take what they've done and then transfer it over to your system? And then like, who's that person that I need to contact? And is that going to be in those Tuesday meetings? And then you teach us how to do it, or is there a do it with you option? Because I'm not the tech back end guy. I'm the front end face guy. And I don't like, I'll learn it, but if I don't have to spend the hours, I'd rather have someone else do it.
Yeah, great question, Spike. So Couple things. You're going to have one of the guys at the Elliott group. It's either going to be Edward, or it could be Carlos, or it could be Jake Brew. And those guys are all going to be working on your project. The course that is in the Built to Scale, it's only a done with you program, and it doesn't include like doing it with you webinars. I just wanted to add these 4 calls to go over all things webinars, to answer any questions you guys have related to doing your own webinars. And then if you have a team that's doing it for you, or if like my team, we do webinars all the time for people, then we can have a done for you option where we actually like work more one-on-one with you. But when it comes to like importing it into your system and all that stuff, Go High Level is very interesting, where you could have your own Go High Level and we can send stuff over to that, or they could be charging you for one, and then you could actually transfer everything into the one that you have with us. That's up to you to make that decision, and that'd be a really great thing to ask Jake Brew on the Tuesday tech calls.
Got it. Because I don't want to do anything with other people, right? Like you guys have
Yeah,
the system. I want to plug into the system, right? And I see
yeah,
Jolene's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So people sign up for the webinar. I'm supposed to get an email notification. They get an email notification. If they buy something, they get the automatic text, they get the automatic email, all of that back end setup, all the
yeah.
Zapier integrations, that we'll learn how to do, or you guys have people that'll do it with us?
I'm gonna go over a lot of that stuff, but that's all do it on your own or hire somebody to do it. And you can always talk to Andy's team about doing it for you. They have like a higher level webinar package, includes me doing a webinar with you guys. So you can always contact, like, do you have a coach over there at Andy's?
I am working with Ali and Alec.
Perfect, perfect. So Ali will literally be able to help all those things and then bridge the gap on. And if you're already working with the company, like, if you don't mind, like, who do you hire? I know a lot of the guys.
It's Wojo Media.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I know Wojo. Great guy. So yeah, Wojo is yeah, you're gonna like just go through the process, do what you got to do, but like you being on these calls and learning from me, like the ins and outs, is gonna help you to be more successful with him. And
Yeah,
like I said, I love Wojo, so make sure you tell him that Nate Tilley's the man, and he's an awesome marketer, and I love him. And
I
just
got you. I got you.
tell me the reaction to that. I love that. No, he's great. So if you got that already, his team's really good, and they'll set it all up for you. They're going to set up a lot of this stuff on the back end. But what I believe is, like, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he eats for life.
Yeah,
So it's not that you have to learn everything, but as a business owner, knowing like, hey, what about the Zapier integration? Do we have that going? Like, it's very important to know that, just to make sure that nothing's slipping through the cracks.
yeah. And just I know I got to talk to them, but if you can give me the quick answer to this, the like there's the chat bot that people use for Instagram and TikTok and social media. Do you guys have your own, or do you use a third party like that you've integrated into your system?
Um, We have so you can use, for us, actually we set it all up through Go High Level, which is Elite
It
System.
is.
It's the same
Okay.
thing. Pretty much all agencies use the same CRM. They all call it something different, but it's all Go High Level at the end of the day. And if you went and signed up through Go High Level on your own, it's not going to be as good because you don't have any support. They're meant for agencies, and a lot of people charge the same, or they include a sub account. But you can actually do a lot of those things through Go High Level and
Okay.
have that set up. Or you can use ManyChat, or we use a tool called Ellipsend for Andy stuff specifically. Ellipsend,
Got
yep.
it. And so it's going to be one of those guys, Edward, Carlos, or Jake Brew, who's going to set me up on your Go High Level
Yeah,
system.
yeah, yeah. You guys get 60-day trial of Go High Level, which is Elite Systems under this package. And Jake Brew will set you up with that on Tuesday. There should be a form that's sent, and you can just ask Edward for the form. So, whenever we do these types of things, there's a lot of different stuff. The main thing is like getting in the modules and like really going through all of Andy's curriculum. It's great stuff. Like, Andy's a complete anomaly. Like, I was just at a mastermind group yesterday. Pace Morby was there, Mark Shapiro, some guys in the room that just did 50 million this year. And I was by far not even close to the smartest person in the room, probably the dumbest and probably the poorest. Like, I'll just say that. And what I learned from these guys is like, there's like a very systematic way that anybody could do this. And then That's like the standard. And then there's Andy's way that he did this, and that's the anomaly. And anybody can learn a lot from what Andy's been able to do because through heart and passion and grind and grit and just like honestly confidence and selling abilities, Andy's been able to do something insane in a very short amount of time and build a really cool culture. So I would go through all the modules. There's like 60 hours of content and it's really good stuff. Like when Andy talks about how he runs the live events and the different things he does, like it's actually crazy, like content. So make sure if you guys aren't all logged into there, if you didn't get see the email, maybe it went to spam or something, like make sure you get in the portal if you're not already in the portal. Just drop it in the chat. Like, hey, make sure, hey, I need a link to the portal, get the email. And that was all what we did live. Monday through Friday in August. Andy was there every day recording like 2 hours of calls plus an hour of Q&A for all new coaches. And some of those coaches have already went on to make thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, run events and blow up their content. So it's good stuff, especially like I love paid ads. I've never been able to go viral. Andy knows how to go viral, like by triggering people, doing all these things, and that gets him a ton of free leads. So I'd highly recommend like getting that course. And then you guys will be with me every Thursday at noon PST. So the next 3 weeks we're going to be going over the ins and outs of webinar ads. And my goal is to teach you guys to where if you wanted to, you could crash course this on your own with a webinar and do it yourself, or you know what to look for when you're hiring a team. Does that make sense?
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. Went a little bit long today, so I appreciate you guys. I'll see you next week. I'm out. Thanks.